From the start of the season until the summer break, Red Bull has won every single race this season, which is something unbelievable and record-breaking. The sport has always had one team dominating for periods of time. It was McLaren with Senna, Ferrari with Schumacher, Vettel with Red Bull, Mercedes with Hamilton, and now it is Red Bull with Max Verstappen. However, this time it feels a little different due to them being nobody near him at all, and how he is winning every race possible and will break countless records this season. In other periods of dominance, there was a competition in another team, maybe getting close and winning from time to time, or a teammate bringing the fight. But that has not been the case for 2023, and the majority of 2022, with Perez and other teams being a million miles away at times to Max Verstappen. Now, of course, this has nothing to do with Max, as he is simply just doing his job with the car that he is given, but today we'll be discussing how the Red Bull dominance may be hurting the sport, how exactly we can get a closer championship fight, will the 2026 regulations change anything, and will we end on how well Max Verstappen has done this season? Let's get right into the action, shall we? The 2021 season was almost like a once-in-a-lifetime season due to how everything played out from the top to the bottom. The battle was so close and tense and went down to the final lap of the season. Even though it may have been controversial, the season just had it all and was almost perfect from the start until the very end. Coming into 2022, the new regulations promised better racing and more overtakes, and we thought we would see the battle of 2021 again, but with more chance of making moves through the field. But that just has not been the case due to Red Bull nailing the regulations and others just not getting it right in 2022 and now in 2023. They are miles ahead of the rest, and it seems like a miracle will need to happen for anyone to get close to them. It is known that viewers have gone slightly down since 2021, and this may be down to there being zero fight for the lead in every race. Can you blame Red Bull for this? Well, yes you can, but it's not their fault that they built a good car and nobody else was able to match. 2022 was a miles better year than this year so far, as we had a little bit of fight with the Ferrari and Mercedes being quicker at times and at certain tracks. We thought we might get that all year round this season, but Ferrari and Mercedes took a step back from last season, which is only their fault. If they were able to bridge some of that gap to Red Bull over the winter, the season would be much more closer and it would not be as dominant. Overall, the dominance by Verstappen and Red Bull is hurting the sport in some ways, but you can't blame them for being too good. You can blame the competition for not being close enough. And that is what people should maybe focus on. Do you think that Red Bull's dominance is hurting the sport? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Moving on to our next topic, which is exactly how we could get a closer championship battle to make the sport more exciting at the front. We have seen in the past when Mercedes were dominating for so long to bring small regulation changes with the aim to try and stop them from dominating. The FIA could do this and try and stop Red Bull's straight line speed, for example, in the aim of bringing the competition closer to them. That is one way of the FIA maybe give us a closer championship fight next year. A second way we might see a closer championship battle next season is simply by the competition making some big steps forward over the winter when developing their car. They have a big gap to jump, but it is possible if they find a gap in the regulations or make up an innovation so that teams around Red Bull have to step up and find something to make the championship battle exciting again. Another way we could see a closer championship battle is if Red Bull replaces Perez with someone who will be able to bring a sustained challenge to Max Verstappen. There are a few drivers who can do this, but if they put Daniel Ricciardo in that seat, who beat Max several times when they were in the team together, he could bring the fight to Max. They might even look for a younger driver with a lot of talent, like Lando Norris, who could bring the fight to Max. But, if we're being honest, Red Bull wants Max to cruise to these championships like he is now, as he is their golden boy. It has to be said that there are a lot of possibilities for us to have a championship battle, as we have seen in the past. We will just have to wait and see what happens once we arrive in Bahrain in 2024 to see if anyone can get close. We will now talk a little bit about what the 2026 regulations are and if they can improve the racing. The next major regulation change that we will see for now in the sport will come in 2026, when the engines will see a full revamp. They will aim to be much more sustainable, and that's what Formula wants, as they aim to be carbon free by 2030. With new teams and engine manufacturers coming into the sport, the likes of Audi and Ford are coming into the sport, whilst we see the return of Honda with Aston Martin, who are of course a major factor in helping Red Bull back to the very top. There have been some rumours coming out as late that there will be an equaling of engines to give it a more even playing field for the grid, but this is not confirmed as of yet. We do not know what changes will look like in 2026. There is a chance it hurts Red Bull, as Ford has not made Formula 1 engines for a long time or ever. So they could make some mistakes which hurt the team. We still have a couple more seasons to go until we see these changes put into place, and anything can happen between now and then, and who knows, Red Bull may not be dominating next season. It could all change pretty soon. But do you think that the 2026 regulations will change much? Let us know in the comments below. To cap off this video, we want to talk about Max Verstappen and how well he has done this season, but also last season too. Ever since he won that World Championship in 2021, he has looked better and better as the races come and go. Last year, he did have a tough start, but he pulled it out of the fire and came forward to go on and win the most races in a single Formula 1 season. This season, he looks like he is going to break the record for the most wins in a row if he wins the next two races after the summer break in Zandvoort and Monza. That was a record for sure not many people had thought about anybody could break, and Max will more than likely do that if he continues this immense form. For sure, some races are boring to watch, and sometimes you have to admire the work that he is doing at this moment in time and how good he is performing compared to everyone else. He's also so confident when he gets into that RB19. You know what he will do, and nobody can stop him. It is simple as that, really. If Red Bull continues building this car for Max, he for sure will continue winning and will go down as one of the greatest drivers of all time. It is all down to everyone else in the paddock to bridge that gap to Red Bull to make races interesting and give something for Red Bull and Max to think about, because right now they are on track for winning every single race of the season with ease, if we're going to be honest. And that will be one of the greatest things in the history of Formula 1. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and make sure you drop a like and hit that subscribe button to watch more videos just like this one.